Thank you, Your Eminence. Hey folks, I want to just make a quick announcement. I wasn't planning on this isn't in my remarks, but it's very cold out there because I know it's cold backstage. There are first aid tents back there. If anybody gets so cold that it's unhealthy, you need to go to the first aid tent. And I just want to let you know that in our plan, we have warming buses so that if any of you are too cold that it's a health issue, you should get in a warming bus. So please just know that we have ways to keep you safe and keep you warm. So stay warm today. Okay. All right. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'm proud to serve as the president of the March for Life. Last year, things looked just a little bit different, where we had pro-life leaders marching through Washington, D.C., but I can't tell you how happy I am to welcome you all back. Can you tell? Because I've said it like 4 times already, okay? Now I want to talk for a minute about this year's theme. The theme of the March for Life is equality begins in the womb. The word equality is something that we're hearing a lot these days, but it's rarely defined. So we're talking about it around the dinner table. We're hearing about it in the halls of Congress. Whether it's about racial injustice or whether it's COVID-19, we're hearing a lot about equality. And these are topics that need to be discussed. And the truth is that we are all equal in dignity, regardless of skin color, disability status, socioeconomic background, or stage of life, including the earliest stages in life. Every life has inherent human dignity, and every life matters. Every life should be protected from the moment of conception or fertilization. To quote Martin Luther King, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Equality begins in the womb. Nearly 49 years ago, tomorrow, on January 22nd, 1973, our country was forever changed for the worse when 7 men on the United States Supreme Court handed down Roe v. Wade, marking American history and expanding abortion to all 50 states, legalizing abortion through all 3 trimesters until birth. We are hoping and praying that this year, 2022, will bring a historic change for life. The very fact that you're here in very cold weather, in blizzards and government shutdowns, even in pandemics, speaks to the fact that you are marching for the single most critical human rights abuse of our time. And I'll tell you what else it shows. Roe is not settled law. Your witness, the hundreds of thousands of you going before the Supreme Court every year, shows more than anything that I can think of 49 years later that Roe is not settled law. Your presence makes a difference. Thank you. As you are going to hear from some very powerful stories from our speakers today, the idea that abortion is good for women couldn't be further from the truth. What is true is that choosing life, while not always easy, is right and empowering for women. As we await the Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, we need your support and dedication advocating for life more than ever before. Years of hard work and years of you coming here have brought us to this place today, and no matter how Dobbs is decided, your voice and the importance of that on the federal and state levels are all the more important. If Roe falls, the battle lines will change, but make no mistake, the fight for life will need to continue in the states and here in D.C. We need you to remain vigilant and ready for action. We need you to remain vigilant and ready for action. Are you up for the challenge? All right, then let me ask you a couple questions. Do you believe that the unborn person should have the right to life? If you do, let me hear you say yes. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Could you say that again, please? Say it loud enough so that the guy in the White House hears you, okay? Do you believe that equality begins in the womb? Let me hear you say yes. Today, will you march for the poorest of the poor, the most vulnerable, the unborn who cannot speak for themselves, babies in their mother's womb? Let me hear you say yes. Will you march so that abortion becomes unthinkable? Let me hear that one more time. Will you march? Excellent, excellent, thank you. I'm going to ask you to take out your phones now. We're going to have a little contest. And you'll be able to see some fun things on the screen. Open your text messages and text the word MARCH, M-A-R-C-H, to the number 73075. So text the word MARCH to 73075. In this historic year for life, it is more important than ever that we stay connected and that we take action on pro-life issues throughout the year. Your lawmakers, who you're going to hear from soon, need to hear from you on this issue. Your voice matters, and by texting MARCH to 73075, you're going to receive a text message back prompting you to sign up for our national network of hundreds of thousands of pro-life Americans all around the country, and we're going to keep you up to date on very important issues throughout the year. So do that now. Now, for the fun part, take a look. Father Mike is very fun. I got to meet him backstage. Okay, it's not his turn yet, but he's very excited to meet you all. I can tell you that much, yeah. Okay, look at the screen. Take a look just to see how far and wide you've traveled to be here with us today. This morning, I met an exchange student from Uzbekistan who came. I know 5 buses of you are from North Dakota. We've got people from all over the country and world. Nice. Once again, go ahead and text MARCH to 73075, and we'll see all the pin drops here on the map. We march today in defense of human rights and to celebrate the dignity and worth of every human life, because equality begins in the womb. Thank you, folks. Okay. All right, coming up on stage with me now are courageous pro-life leaders in the United States Congress who are standing for life. You know what? They don't often get applauded for standing for life, so let's do that one more time. To acknowledge each of them for their bravery and their commitment to ensuring that equality begins in the womb. Joining me here today are U.S. Senator James Langford of Oklahoma, Congresswoman Michelle Fischbach of Minnesota, Congresswoman Diana Harshbarger of Tennessee, Congressman Dan Crenshaw of Texas, Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler of Missouri, wonderful, Congressman Matthew Rosendale of Montana, Congresswoman Mary Miller of Illinois, Congressman Barry Moore of Alabama, Congressman Andy Harris of Maryland. Congressman Warren Davidson of Ohio. Congressman Mike Johnson of Louisiana. Congressman Andrew Clyde of Georgia. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. Congressman Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania. Congressman Scott Franklin of Florida. Congresswoman Yvette Harrell of New Mexico. We are also joined by two people who I'm so grateful to know, Congresswoman Julia Letlow of Louisiana and Congressman Chris Smith of New Jersey. First up, we're going to have Congresswoman Julia Letlow, the first Republican